That's a little late.
Hello. How you doing? This is John Lemcool, PlugInGuru.com. We're here for another live stream. That's right, baby. It's live stream time. This is a patch, a bonus patch from, this is Patchmaster Pro-1. And if you click the artwork box, you now get really cool images. This would almost be more like this. Let's see if this opens up. Say no, we need something more in the veins of like something like this. Get even bigger. Let's see here. Can I get something more going on? We need more. More. Doubling of my voice. Oh, probably. Let's see. Let me see what's going on with my voice. Apparently I have a doubling going on. So, loop. Back. Not get back, Jack. It's loop back, Jack. Off. There. That should get rid of the double. Sorry. Better, Shane? Anyway, welcome. Welcome. Good to see you all. My name is John Lemcool. Fixed. Good. Yeah. It's just routing of audio is always a trick sometimes with all this stuff going on. Anyway, I am thrilled to see all of you guys that happen to be here or are watching after this has streamed. Oh my gosh. There's a whole lot of you here already. Cool. Hey, welcome. So I worked so hard on this. My goodness. I've released the update to Patchmaster. This is the final version. 135 patches. I believe there are 68 in the core library, which is these really, really cool samples that are all round robin available. So you can go to something like even Jet the Synth is really cool. And it doesn't sound like there's round robins until you play one that's not round robins. And you realize this is how most sample libraries synthesizer sounds are. Go to any of the synth patches in Omnisphere. Go to any other that are not synth based, but are based on the samples in Omnisphere, or any of the other thousands of big libraries and stuff, and you play the samples, and it's just capturing one snapshot of what it sounded like. But these instruments, as I'm going to show you, are alive. And so by recording it 4 times, it makes I can't even tell you how big of a difference it makes. Play that on one that's not. And let me shorten the envelope on this. So even if short release, you'll be able to, not that short. It's just this night and day difference. It's crazy. So I'm going to also show you how to program a Pro-1 in this live stream. I'm hoping, let me see if I have this all set and operating. I do not. Oh, I think I tried this last week and it wouldn't work. Let me see if it will work. I believe it's needing its battery, and darn it, I'm going to make a video this week showing making patches on a Pro-1. We're going to actually go through and make this patch, because when you call up a Pro-1, for a lot of people I've talked to that have Pro-1s, this is my Pro-1 sitting next to me. And it's so easy with these to get parameters set to where it seems broken. And if you don't know synthesizer programming, you don't know what to turn off and what to do to make it sound like this. So by taking this template and going through, here's it really quick. I can go there. I can almost, I triple checked every one of the patches in this library, so I can do this without actually looking at the interface. I can do it just almost by feel and all that kind of stuff. So I need to have just the sawtooth and not the square. And I need to have all three triangle, square, and sawtooth for oscillator B. The most important parts are the mixer. The modulation is important to set these knobs appropriately. But it's here, turn off the noise, go like this, go like this, go like this, like that. This won't be 100%, but I bet you I get pretty darn close. That's my Pro. Oh wait, this is Jet. And then here's the Pro-1. Oh wait. All right, what did I not set? So, I need octave up. Down here. I didn't set my envelope right, so get right there. That's what my Pro-1 sounds like. And I didn't go through and, like, if I wanted to set this, I'd have to set this like that. Let's get a little bit closer. And then there. I turn down the Pro-1. So these templates allow you to create the sound on the hardware synthesizer, right? I don't have it, so I can, here, let's see, let me go to OBS so I can move my camera around. Right here is the Pro-1. Uh-oh, I'm gonna kill my cabling. Wait, I can't show it. That HDMI cable connected to this computer, I've tortured, and it's about to break, so I need a new cable. But anyway, you can hear. And there are 25 patches that you can go to and do this. So if you set every knob to the way it's supposed to sound for a power fifth square, like here, your hardware version of your Pro-1 will give you this sound. However, inside of Unify, you can now play chords. If you like UK, Bruford, all those kind of guys from they did all sorts of things with fifth chords and thirds and stuff like that. So and again, take this to the round robin. Versus the non-round robin. Big difference. So the patches template is here for the stock 68 patches. And then I have made 67 bonus patches. That's how we got to our total of 135. And we have things like Battle Axe. And if you click the artwork, go to laser bass. you have custom artwork for almost every one of these patches. And this artwork was created by artificial intelligence. I didn't create that. I didn't find it on some photo library created by somebody already. I had AI create it for me from a sentence I typed. If you get down here to some of these other, I'm going to blow your guys' minds clear out of the water today. I'm sorry ahead of time. Please have towels around you to help in a little bit, because this is just crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. If we go down here to like 80s kids, it's inspired by, you gotta like see, like Stranger Things kind of things. So I had the computer create me a Stranger Things, 90s kids, a little bit more hip. So I had to do more like they're in a mall. Again, a computer created what you were seeing by me typing Stranger Things. I'll show you what I typed in a minute here. It's just crazy. Ready for recess? This is fun. So there's 40 images that the computer's created for me. Something like Velocity Dreaming. This is more current production and stuff, so I had it do really cool. So I'll show you how I did this. This is really, really exciting. There's a new technology coming out, available now, called Midjourney. I don't know what the story behind the name is. Well, Urban, you're gonna love this. Oh, Urban. Sorry, I can't read. Urban Gates. Check this out. You need to have a Discord account. So let's see. Let me come over here to Discord. I'm going to go to just a private channel here of Discord. This is my private Discord channel for Midjourney I can talk to. And by doing this, it's private. If you don't do it, so it's an interesting thing. It's first of all, you can go to midjourney.com and ask to be in the beta, and they will, in a little bit of time, give you access to join the beta, and then you can be creating these artworks yourself. You only get so much gas in the tank before you need to become a subscriber. It's $10 a month for 200 images. It's $30 a month for unlimited for the month, all you want to do. And I can come down here and I can say imagine and type let's say lives. Let's do something a little bit more. I was going to see something like these purple umbrellas right here. That's from typing just simply purple rain. So let's say when doves cry. Just by typing that, I have a few parameters ahead of time because I like it to be rendered in a 16:9 aspect ratio. And if you type in -- uplight, then when you go to higher resolution versions, it tries to keep it more intact to this. Otherwise, it goes kind of crazy and will add a lot more detail than you want. But as you can see, it's doing passes. Oh, There's an official PlugInGuru Discord channel. I set that up. So if you are in Discord, I'm new to Discord, so this is all kind of new to me. So I don't see this as demise. These are inspirational places for artists to go to. Typing in "When Doves Cry" and getting this. These are not perfect. There's stuff you can do to make them far better. If you look at the umbrellas from "When Doves Cry," you know, it's ideas and inspiration. I mean, there's two sides to this. I see the challenges, but you know, it's just a step further from, you know, I don't want to argue about it because it's, you know, it's here. So you can see what images it generated. If I want, I can click one of these to upscale it. So let's say I want to upscale. Maybe I want, if you want, there's two sets of buttons here. There's variations and upscales. I'm going to say I like this one here, number 3. So I'm going to say variations. And so by doing that, I've asked for 4 variations on that one to be made. It's a great source for inspiration. And for someone like me, I couldn't afford to commission someone and then have them have the time to make 40 images to go along with my patches. And so for someone in my situation, this is a dream come true because I've designed Unify with Shane's help to have images in it. So you can go to First Love and got a nice sound. And for some people, if you don't like it, you don't have to look at it. But some of these are really, really cool. And I'm thrilled to be able to provide something that kind of matches when I go to something like this. And then I can go to see something like this while it just inspires me a little more. And this is just by typing fractal clouds at night over the ocean or something like that. Daniela, I don't know what you're talking about. I'll talk to Taylor. He's been communicating with you, I believe so. Yes, so the images are royalty free. Let me show you a step further. Let's go to the actual Mid-Journey portal. And if we go down here to one of these, there's newbie channels and then there's general channels. And here you can see the work everybody is generating. And if you want, you can pay more money to make it private so that your images don't show up here. But if you don't, then everybody can see them and basically can use these images. These are all public domain, computer generated images that you're free to use. And the crazy thing is, like, say that I saw something that was really cool that I wanted to get my own variations of, maybe tweak further and stuff. Here's the words used right here: ostrich, duality, fire, popular paper mache, Pokemon cards. You type in the words that you want: artificial womb, incubator, screen, futuristic style, and it makes what you see. I mean, its interpretation is incredible. And if you want, say I like this astrology chart. If I click the little circle button, boom, I have requested it to start making my own version of that artwork. And mine will be different than those because it's truly artificial intelligence based in that it's referencing, I don't know how massive their database is and how they do it. It's just, it boggles my mind what it's doing, but it will create things that are maybe similar, but it will still be different. It's completely different every time. If you hit the little redo button on your own image, it will make 4 variations. You could say, here, let's go thunderstorm at night. Oh wait, I didn't put in my, you got to put in imagine first. / imagine, imagine. Oh, I did it wrong. Imagine thunderstorm at night with orange orange clouds. And it will generate. Did I spell orange wrong? I might spell orange wrong. Drugs are involved. I spelled orange wrong. Well, you'll. Okay, so the clouds won't be orange. If I wanted to, let's. But anyway, it's pretty amazing stuff. So the images that are in this library were created through Discord, through this. It's public domain what the computer is generating. I don't believe you're able to copyright, but look at the clouds. I mean, just the artwork you can put in. If I said the same thing, imagine thunders, let's see, storm at night, Ansel Adams, black and white. Now it's going to be a completely different. So here's what it generated. But by saying Ansel Adams and black and white, it's now going to go and take a look at Ansel Adams photos and the things that make Ansel Adams great. And, you know, I mean, this is coming for synthesizers, my friends. I mean, the ability to say, I need a set of patches in a hardcore style based on this for Serum. It's all data. And it's very possible people could be working on this right now. This is what's coming. I mean, you can be upset about it or whatever, but that doesn't mean it's not going to show up and happen. But here it is now doing thunderstorms in an Ansel Adams inspired way. So it's crazy. Crazy to, you know, this was one of those like, oh my gosh, this is a new plateau that we have just crossed into for imagery. I mean, it's not going to stop. Pretty soon there will be robots around us helping us order food and do all sorts of stuff. So, you know, we can complain about it all we want, but that's what's happening. So there you go. Look at this. I mean, it's crazy, crazy stuff. And if I want, I could say upscale, and then you can upscale even larger, and then it becomes images of a high enough resolution. You can put them into an interface like this. And I did some Photoshop work to this. It's not exactly how it looked. The clouds were not doing this reflection in the water. I made it do that. So I did some, you know, creative liberties to what I created. They'll be trained on my patches. The demise of humanity. Well, you can see it that way, but this is what humanity is pursuing. You know, they talk about the AI that they had to shut down. That's thinking faster and smarter than a human. I mean, that's what computers can do. It's not the demise. We have to find ways to find the positive advantages of that, to have computers work with us and for us. It's not the demise of humanity, I don't think, at all. Anyway, so like it or not, there's really cool photos in this library that you're welcome to look at. And this has a really cool big get a big drum beat around it and off you go. It's fun. It's fun to kind of like take things just a step further and try to like, yeah, I kind of imagine there's all sorts of, I mean, This is statement. If I had a living room like that, that would be a statement. So it's fun. I mean, you know, I want to take patch making farther. I mean, at some point in the future, I want those to be animated so that you can be looking at, you know, the original idea was for it to be my photography and drone videos and stuff like that. But with COVID, and I haven't been able to get out a lot, so I haven't been able to capture the data to create that. But there's other ways to create imagery to match my sounds. So just pursuing that, you know. If it's not your cup of tea, then that's totally fine. It doesn't have to be your cup of tea. Anyway, so this library, I did quite a few lead patches, by the way, because... And there's no imagery to the lead sounds, so you're safe if that's not... Yes, I've been a big laugher at AI and thought it's like, oh, yeah, another reverb with AI. Ooh, you know? But to have it where you can type in a simple sentence and have this intelligence take your sentence and create something on the level of what Midjourney is doing, that's pretty cool. That's a step farther than just, you know, AI helping the compressor work better. But, you know, maybe it's the same stuff, but... And there's room for everything and everyone. Yes, there's room for everyone. We have to get used to it. I mean, this is what's coming. I mean, if we didn't like this, we should all be sitting on a bloody little typewriter in our bedrooms typing and not... You guys are typing on the internet and talking to people around the world. So you can't complain about technology because we're all using it right now to do what we're doing. So don't say it's the demise, because what we're doing wouldn't exist without this technology, you know? I mean, it's amazing that I can sit here and you guys can reply back to the stuff that we're talking about. Okay. Thank you, Plexus. I will do that. I've clarified it in the owner's manual. I thought I did on the web page. Let me see here. I thought I did. Because I'm not trying to deceive anybody on any of this. Tell you what, I'll do it right here live while we're in the live stream. So that... Let me edit the page real quick. It takes a second to load up. And go to the main descriptive text. I see where I need to put in. I sampled 25 patches from a Behringer Pro-1. Update. Now, if you go back to the web page, it will say Behringer, and I hope you're happy. Yeah. Anyway, so I've updated the web page for this library. It says that these samples came from my Behringer Pro-1. Yeah. So that library is available, and I'm very happy with how it turned out. Let's see. Let's move on. I'm still waiting on actual smartphone. That's a good one. That's a good one. We might be waiting a while for that. Oh. That's right. We should make a little announcement that Shane is moving. He's moving from the Ontario region of Canada to the east into Nova Scotia, around Fairfax. So Thank you, Plexus. Appreciate that. Yeah, I'm not trying to deceive anyone with the work we're doing here. But yeah, so congratulations to Shane. They sold their house. They're making the plans for the move. We are hoping to release what we are going to call a public beta version of Unify 1.9. We don't have, because of the situation with Shane and he's getting everything prepared for moving, the ability to do the thorough testing we want to do before we put an official stamped 1.9 official. So many companies, I believe it's like Serum has never released like an official like full version. It's always a beta that they're doing. So it's not totally out of character and so forth. So we will have, I think maybe next week we're looking at getting close. So yay, congratulations, Shane. That's very exciting for him. On other fronts, there's a couple things going on. We have unified the patches to a library. Do I have it? I thought I had it in here. I don't. Well, let's add it really quick. If we go up to the, I haven't actually put this into the chat, into the video description, but initial audio has a synthesizer called Sektor. It's right now $39. It's a nice synth. It's not one of my favorites, but it has some, it's a wavetable synth. It's got some unique, it makes some interesting sounds. Here's how you do it. If you want to add any unified library, all you have to do is take the .guru file, drag it over the interface of Unify and say, okay. This is almost 700 patches. So we can say thank you, bye-bye. Don't need those once you've installed that part. And just like that, I can go to initial audio Sektor and we can play to the ARPs and stuff like that. At the beginning. Oh, wrong controller. There. And the interface for it is unique, glowing green. It's a 2-oscillator wavetable synth with filter envelope. They have a number of different modulations and 4 LFOs and a matrix over here to work with. So you can go here to all your sources and destinations, etc. And 592 patches have been unified. Shane did this with automation, by the way. So that darn technology, man. And so now you can go over here and you can say load to Unify layer and load multiple. Through Hades, let's add that. So we've unified those patches thanks to Shane, and then I finalized them with. And I did a kind of this is a setting that I used for the United patches. There's a noise box on page 2. So you can add distortion, you can add pump house. For that kind of an effect, then you have access. Now, currently, we have found there's an issue where the filter works. The envelopes don't work for controlling the parameters. The knobs actually move in Sektor Synth, but you're not able to change them. We've reported the bug to the guys behind Sektor Synth, so I'm expecting that there will probably be an update for the synth. The patches still load and play. Right? So that is available as a unified. Let's do this. I can put this into the video description really quick. So let's go up here. Unified libraries. Copy the link. Go to tube of UE. Edit. And let's see. Newest unified layer library. Let's go up here. Softube's Model 82 is still listed, and this is audio. There you go. It is now available, and here's the link in the chat as well. Oh, that's existed for a very long time. Yeah, well, we'll see. They've talked to Shane in the past, so he has magical powers to get people to maybe do an update. We'll see what they do. No guarantees because I'm not speaking for them. Anything like that. Okay, thanks, Creative Cloud. Let's see here. So, just trying to make sure I have everything on my computer cleaned up for the next step. I want to show you a couple audio effects that have been released this week. Let's do this. Let's go to the standard library. Maybe to piano to start. There's a new reverb called Galactic Reverb. By our friends at Cherry Audio. So let's go over here to Cherry Audio. Galactic Reverb. And doop, 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 there it is. And it's available for $19. It's crazy. $29 retail. It can, what the thing that this has is it really is emphasizing long reverb, like multi seconds. Bring the mix up, bring up the output. Notes aren't playing. That's all just the ringing out reverb. As you can see, it has a modulation. I believe this reverb was originally part of their Dream synth, and then they've added some additional capabilities to it. The low frequency, high frequency is nice to have. They have a whole bunch of different presets. Their presets are emphasized for drums, ducking. The ducker is really, really cool. Right here is your ducking, and you can set the attenuator for the duck. And then how long is the recovery time? Slowly fade in. Now, if I bring the attenuator just not quite so intense, it will start to let some of the reverb in. It's pretty cool. It has a very unique sound. This is an echo. So it can do short reverbs as well. Clean plate. Nice life to it, so it's pretty cool. What does new? Oh, new preset. That's to make it from initialize, I believe. Right? So this is nice vibe, really nice. So you never have enough reverb, and here it doesn't cost you, any more than a nice dinner to have. The second audio effect we have to show today that's really cool. Let's show this on some sort of a cool drum groove thing. Let's get something like let's use Cloud City. Go over here, like maybe some down tempo. Or and let's enhance this. Let's go over here to the United Library. And let's go Unify drum. Let's add something to really thicken this up. Let's add Remarcos. So, let's get a bass with this too. Let's have some fun. Let me turn everybody down a little bit. Let's say BPM bass. Let's try to get like something like a mini jammer. Okay, so we have this fairly big mix. Let's get even bigger. Let's go to BPM, bass, and let's add like a hip hop sub to this. Oh, why is this not? Oh, this is I see what I'm doing. This is the drum. Let's tune it here. It's a drum, so it's not going to change. Okay, so we got a mix going on. There's a lot of transients, and it doesn't have. We could, you know, by mastering and by doing the things people do. There's a really cool tool that people are using called a clipper. And I've been made aware of one from a company that I showed a plugin from them last week. This is 6 sampled. I showed you delay last week, which was this really cool free delay, which can add diffusion. To take what should be a delay and turn it into a reverb. Right? And it has all sorts of other types of delays. Really, really cool stuff. And it's free. Well, they also have some plugins that they sell to pay their bills, like we all have to pay, right? And so I want to show you one that they created that I needed something like this. And so I asked if I could try it out. And they asked if I could show it to you guys if I liked it. And I really like it, so I want to show it to you. So it's called Clips. And it's basically the ability to do compression, be a gate, or do clipping. And what clipping does is you see how small the main body is of the sound? Well, all these attack transients are just pretty huge, right? Well, by clipping, and then going over here and turning the output to ceiling, I can get this to be a much fuller sounding mix or an element on a track. Say you have a drum groove and you want to have more body. That's what it sounds like. Here's without. If you click this little dot right here, it goes to mid side. And this is actually for compression more than for what I'm showing you here. But if I go to the compressor, let's say, keep this here, compression. Enhance the transient. You can really squish it. Shape. also have the ability to limit the frequency range of it if you want. Let's go to some of their presets. Go to compressor. Bring down the input a little bit. You can definitely get some cool stuff. The gate is really cool. You can set certain frequencies. There's other things. If we go to gate, we could say soft. Let's see what's going on. I just bring up the release if you don't want to be quite so. I mean, it can do it on a granular level. So it's a really, really cool tool that they've released. And it can do these 3 different variations on the theme, which is wonderful. The links to both this and to Galactic Reverb are on the video description. So if you want more information, I believe Clips was what? Let me see. I don't want to say the wrong thing, but CLIP Clips. I want to say it was, I have 2 links. If you go to 6thsample.com, here it is. I think like $30. So they have a pretty cool website. Process only what you need, seeing themes. You can change the color of it if you want from night to day. So you can choose either the white theme or the night theme. So that's pretty cool. But to get the signal to have that much more body, I really liked all the clip stuff. High detail. And the out plus ceiling will just maximize. So it can definitely fill things up. And still, you can still have the attack transient there. Pretty cool. So check that out if you need something to get your mix to have more body and still retain the attack. That is definitely one way to go that I was really impressed with. Surround sound, somebody typed. Yeah, we won't go there. Let's see, naked. I guess hopefully we guys have deleted. Let's report him as like that. It's one thing I get comments after the live stream, but now we've got people before the live stream and stuff like that. Any questions on stuff? We need to, I should point out also that at the website, there is a sale going on, 35% off at PlugInGuru.com. So head on over here. And there you go. Welcome to PlugInGuru.com. The Breezy Summer Sale, which is also the 4th of July sale, is going on right now. So you can save 35% on most all of the libraries that we have at the site through July 5th. The Patchmaster Pro update, that library is $34 until January or July 5th. So that is going on. January. Get my J's mixed up. All right. So I have kind of a cool little trick that a friend of mine told me about. I don't know if you know this, but on the AI front, There's a website called thisfacedoesnotexist.com. If you type that into your browser, it will pop up a randomly generated face portrait. And each time you refresh the page, it will recreate a new face. It's very, very cool. I'm not going to do it in this stream because I have an alternative to that called This DX7 Cartridge Does Not Exist, where it generates sysx randomly for a DX7, which DX'd, which is installed when you install Unify, can read. So I'm going to show you how this works so that you can get random DX7 patches. We're doing all this random AI stuff. Here's another step of that. This isn't as intelligent as what we're doing with Midjourney and stuff like that. But if I go over here and I initialize the patch, let's go to Unify Instruments to DX'd. Here we are. We have our cart page. And I have made a little folder called This Does Not Exist sysx. And I've done 3 times that I have so far done this generation. If I go back here to the web page and if I just click it right here, it will take a second and generate sysx. Hello. It's thinking. There we go. And it makes this thing. Let's call it DL4. Live stream and save. And by doing that, I can now go to DX and go over here to the cart. And when I go to This Does Not Exist, I can double click and replace now with random patches that and for some reason it doesn't do every patch. If it's blank, then there's no sound in it. But if you want, you can then take this and you can study to see a lot of fixed frequencies everywhere, and it's so we can turn off the 1, 2, so it's 3 or 5. 1, 2, 3. So 5 is doing this little blippy thing, so we could set this to be ratio we don't need to use tune, but and then have this be, this is ratio as well, but slow these down. Uh, 1 hertz fixed. So you can edit and modify these patches pretty easily. If you hear a certain character that you like, that you're interested in playing with. But it's making patches randomly on the internet and then feeding them into DX. So if we go over here and we say generate another bank, DL5, boom. I can now go to DX, go to cart. If you're not familiar with where this is all located, you can right click on any folder and say open location, and that will open up this folder on your computer hard drive so that you can, let's see here, open location. There it is. So now I can see the organized layout, come back here, of these folders, and you can make new folders, so forth, organize, put sysx files that you've downloaded. There's thousands of DX7 patches that have been, made by people as well that you can download, put into the folder, and now when you open up this folder and go to DL5, it's a fun way to especially if you're looking for, that's kind of cool. Play around with. So that was kind of a fun little departure and a different way to show this technology of making stuff that the computer can help us with. It goes all over the place. It's not everywhere. So booklet from touch. Yeah. Tim, good point. Yeah, 6-operator FM is a lot to work with. It's very, very fun. One of my favorite libraries, if even to this day, let's see, go to all instruments, native instruments. It's one of the very first libraries I ever created was for FM8. One of the reasons why I started PlugInGuru.com actually was because I would look at this and it seemed really, really complicated and couldn't understand it. And the best way to learn how something works is to make patches for it, because that's how you really learn the ins and outs and the personality and quirks and all that kind of stuff. So all of these patches, were made, and I knew what I was doing by the time I got done with this. I knew FM synthesis, but I didn't know. There's really cool pads, basses. Let's see, we're not organized by alphabetized here. There's bonus patches I made at the end after I got the library done, because even from the very first libraries I did, I like to make bonus. But here you can see that the 6 operators, here's the algorithmic layout. And if you wanted to change to where, you know how on a DX you see things in an algorithm layout, this is like this, and you can make it just by, if I join these, like if I continue and click here and go like this, I have joined A into B, which is joined into C. I can hear A by itself because it's routed down here. I could turn it off if I want. And right there I have a 3 FM chain, because, and then this is the amount of energy from the one above. Basically the way FM works. Sounds at the bottom that are connected here, you hear. And then sounds above this that are going like this into this little box means that whatever is happening harmonically wise with B is influencing C. And so FM works in such a different way than any other form of synthesis. It's actually what I learned, actually probably first was FM synthesis, but love these types of patches. And some of the cool things with FM8 is the easy morph. Each of these corners can be 4 different patches. And then it's morphing the parameters. So I took the time, this was a huge amount of work when I did this library, to make it so that all of the real-time morphing was happening in all these patches. This is one of the libraries that's available at 35% off. I also have done libraries for Massive. There's another library for FM8 that I did called Toxic FM8, which is more based. This is when Skrillex was the cat on the block that everybody wanted to, myself included, I wanted to make patches of that nature. And so I made all sorts of really cool and a lot of them are using the mod wheel. If you go down here to the mod page, right here, you've got your 6 operators, as you can see over here, plus a filter and stuff. But if you bring up the intensity on mod, then you don't hear that until you move the mod wheel. So part of the way I thought Skrillex was doing some of the things he did was by modulating something like this to a lot of the patches. So I made all sorts of patches that are like that, like chainsaw, starts nice and pure. So you could talk with your mod wheel. You know, kind of stuff. So it's fun to do this. Trying to do some shorts. Then holding it and then wobbling it. It's before Serum. Serum was a twinkling in Steve Duda's eye. It's probably a beta that Deadmau5 was using on tracks. So, yeah, FM is a cool form of synthesis because it is totally different in nature than your analog synthesizer stuff. So, yeah, Toxic FM8 came out really cool. There's all sorts of fun stuff, not just for the dubstep stuff, but some of these leads are huge. These sounds can get quite large in a mix. It's really cool. And it's like nobody else has made, you can't find in the factory library many patches sounds like that. You know, it's all like FM bells and DXs and stuff like that. The other thing that's fun with mod FM8 is that if you want, you can turn off all this modulation stuff that you can do between the operators. And if you just route everything straight down here, you have a 6 oscillator synthesizer. Now you can self-modulate. That's what I love with FM right there. See, these are all going into D. Poor D over here is getting beat up. And you can even with FM8, what's really cool is you can hear each of the operators and do FM to each other at the same time. And if I want F to modulate A, all I have to do is come up here. So if you own these libraries, don't be afraid of playing with this matrix because you can modify these patches in really cool ways. And really, really fun stuff. So, hey, Days, welcome. Okay, so those types of libraries are really fun. Good stuff. Good stuff. Let's see. Is there any questions? That's mostly what I wanted to. Let's see. Is there anything else I wanted to show today? We had the patch library, the 2 effects. I wanted to show the FM DX7 stuff. And yeah, so I don't know what else I want to show you guys. I don't have to make bonus patches because the library's done. Trying to think what else we want to cover. I could show some of the other libraries. Do you guys want to see some of the other libraries that have been made in the past? Maybe we could play with Omnisphere for a while. We haven't done that in a while. Let's go over here and call up our friend. Hurry up. All right, so a little smaller interface. So let's shrink this just a bit. All right. A library. What library would you guys like to see of the sample-based ones brought to Unify next? I was thinking Signs of Life. Maybe Mega Magic Bells and Winds. Oh, wait, I think I just did that one. Didn't I do that one? Sorry for chewing. Let's see here. We did Mega Magic Guitars. Yeah, I don't think I haven't done Bells and Winds. I think that's what I'm working on. I think that'd be a fun one because there's so many bells are so fun to play with. So that's definitely one I was thinking about for bringing. And because it's a Mega Magic library, we have both the Mega Magic version. So that sample has the reverb in it. But it's also available dry. And then a loop version is a pad. And this is one of the cases where I decided to not name it pad so that they would all stay together grouped. So you could have such great bells. Or dry. Or the pad. Which is magic. This is probably the next one I'm going to work out and bring out. Yeah. Let's see here. Let's go down here. Isn't that pretty? And since it's bells and winds, there's all these bells. There's also synthetic bells. These bells here I actually sampled at a session when we did Mega Magic Guitars. And so now that's synthetic. Chorus Dreams is also synthetic. Great sound. But this is a cowbell sample. I have these little tiny cowbells that I recorded. When you add reverb to them, it's just... And then the pad for this came out great. But not only the bells, but the winds came out fun. The kalimbas. Really nice. The winds, that's the original sample. Loop only. I think I added a second oscillator to this one. Yeah. Flutes. Here's a short flute. Just cool nature. That'd be fun to play with, I think. So, did I unify Novum? So I'm making a library for Novum. I haven't unified the patches of Novum. I might do that, and you know, that's a possibility. But that library, I'm kind of taking a step further, so stay tuned. Yeah, so with Novum, I'm making unique patches for Unify working with Novum, but I can't share details yet, but I've been thinking about how to go farther, and there's some really fun things to do there. So now, not only is there a flute, there's a harmonica. I played my harmonica, which is and I had no idea if this would work because harmonica typically is not easy to work with in samples. But they're nice here when they're dry, but once you add the reverb, and then in the pad version, really nice. And the pan flute equally was a so we'll be working on that. Other libraries I wanted to play with, Signs of Life. I love this library. It's more, I was thinking when I made this of Boards of Canada type of stuff. How do you get DX7? How do you get DX7 does not exist? Done. So if you buy Unify, it installs a number of plugins into it. One of them being a plugin called DX'd, which if we say add an instrument layer and DX'd, I can choose one of these banks and it will give me a set of sounds. Let me mute Omnisphere. And this is a representation of a DX7 in software form. It's not a hardware DX7 because they don't make them anymore. They haven't for a long time. But this is part of Unify. You can go to, if you search for free DX plugin, you can download this even without Unify and install it for your sequencer, whatever you work with to use. It's a free plugin. We are not the only ones that have it available. You can get it for free. If you hit the cart button, you can now go to... I should point out for those of you that aren't familiar with the layer on instruments, but right here, these presets are a great asset. And for DX, especially great because when you save a DX sound in your patch, it actually saves the state of DX, which is all 32 patches in a cartridge, as they call it, right? If you look in here, right here is the currently loaded cartridge. All of these patches are saved when you save a patch. So I made these banks where if I Here, I can click right here and say replace from layer, go to DX. I could say the keyboard bank, and I made 3 different keyboard banks. And these, I went through all of my 25,000 DX7 patches and found various keyboard patches. So if you need to just add a really cool piano, I did a patch for the, where is it? For Patch Master, there's one key patch in particular. It's just, this is pure beautiful. So let's go load into a Unify layer, softly dreaming, add that. Take it down an octave and maybe a different sound. So let's go DX, cartridge. There we go, space piano, that'd be nice. And sometimes you'll hear it really clicking on the attacks. If you do hit the parameter button and see the engine resolution, there's a couple different engines. And the modern 24-bit, they did a DC offset on attacks to get rid of it, so it doesn't click. Did I change it? Yeah, I did. If it still clicks, it's because they programmed it to be really bright. So I could turn down the click a little bit. Right? It's good stuff. Okay, so if you're working with DX and you hear sounds not quite the way you want them to sound, get the parameter button and check to see what engine it is using, because you can update it to use a better engine that's a little bit better sonically, higher resolution for the math, stuff like that. So that's available. Are the included third-party instruments and effects updated in Unify if the author updates them? That's a responsibility of Shane's, that we communicate with the plugins, and we have followed most of the updates that everybody does. I think OBXD, we try to keep up, but there's, yeah, Shane says there's a little bit of a delay sometimes just to make sure it works with our ecosystem and our existing patches. We don't want to introduce an update that like adds things. You know, there's been updates to OBXD beyond our version that we have, but they've just been cosmetic for the most part. So I don't think we've updated this any farther than where it's at. I'm not sure of where we are in that parity and stuff like that. But the update, the beta update, we'll be releasing tentatively aimed at next week for 1.9 will be Mac silicone compatible. So for that to install on a silicone computer, every plugin had to be updated to silicone versions. So Shane has gone through the arduous, tedious task of doing that so that everything works. Yeah, so we try to include, it's not out of date. We're up to date and current. A lot of these, sometimes it's hard to find them even available, you know? So yeah, no, we try to be up to date with what we are releasing. If we are that's why we're really selective with what included instruments you will find here. OBXD and DX and digits. MDA stuff hasn't been updated in a very, very long time. And we've actually done updates, and then Shane has gotten those updates to the MDA development guys because we've added at the bottom of the list and some of these parameters and stuff like that. We've modified the vibrato, the LFO rate. I think this is JX10. I think the DX one, we actually had to add something at the end of the list for mod wheel to turn modulation on and off, stuff like that. LFO through, I think we added some things to these in some cases because otherwise it would just always have pitch LFO and you couldn't turn it off, which made it really hard to use, so we didn't use them very often. So yeah, no, we're up to date. Yeah. So any questions, any plugin libraries for anything that I've released you guys want to check out? Happy to share what we've got going on over here. If we want, we can like get rid of these layers, go back here. I was going to show you Beautifully Broken because this is... Oh, I'm in Signs of Life. Where is Beautifully Broken? I don't know how much of this library I could... This is another one I want to bring over to Unify. Some of these sounds I'll have to recreate from synthesis. Like I combined just a little bit of a synth waveform with a sample. But most of the sound when you hear it is due to the sample, so those are possible to be recreated. When I make the library, I typically don't go down the list and try to go, oh, I want to make this patch and then do it that way. I do some. I do that sometimes, but for the most part, I look at the samples and then I take those and imagine them into a new library for the plugin that it's for. So. But there's really fun sounds in here. The drum grooves, those I couldn't bring over because I don't have granular. I could recycle them, so maybe we'll look at that. Fun stuff. Well, thank you for hanging out. A synthetic voice library. Yeah. Since stuff like that exists, Mark, I don't know if I could really contribute something unique in Unify to that. So good idea. All right. Bye, Shane. Thank you. Thumbs up to Shane, everybody. Shane, rock on. Let's do a shout out. I'm going to take off myself for the day from sunny, warm Portland. I just bought the Plux library and many of the patches. Please, if you have questions and need help, here's our email address. Unify support at PlugInGuru.com. Please send us a note so we can qualify because it definitely shouldn't be doing that. I would suggest quitting Unify and running again. And when you say the Plux, are you talking about we have a library, PSB's Plux library. I can't remember what we called it, but that's a Frank Neumann library. But anyway, send us emails so we can help troubleshoot what's going on there. Because it definitely should not be doing that. Good to see you all. Yeah. Shout outs from Norway, Amsterdam. Hey, Misha. Hands together, head bowed. Good to see you. Cool. From Sweden. Look at that. We're everywhere, man. I love it. Hey, Rye. My brother Ryan, California. Good to see you, man. I miss you. Shout out from Poland. Good to see you, Les. Finland. I love it. Oh my gosh, you guys are everywhere. Yeah, well, I hope this was fun. I didn't have a full steam tank. I'm worn out. I've been working for like 10 days nonstop till very late to get the library done. So, but I made it. Really, really proud of it. It took so much work to double check to make sure every one of the patches up here, every one of these, I guarantee you, If you go PWM and you program this, let's see, go normal. Well, some of the I wanted to show things like pitchy pot brass and stuff, because this is using pitchy G's and stuff, and then you have to tune it with your sustain level of the filter is part of the key to getting it in tune. I'll make the video this week programming for the Pro-1, but these types of library patches, I made sure this works to get you the sounds. So there you go. Thank you, Ivar. I know you love Karma. That's nice. Yeah. Hey, good to see Israel in the house. Hi, Yorhei. Good to see you. Thank you, Creators Media Tools. I appreciate that. And Taylor is here. Yay, Taylor. All right. And good to see Tim Dale. Oh, cool. Yeah. No, it's great. Shout outs from Portugal. Oh, nice. I'm going to be coming to Portugal myself one of these days. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I hope this information was helpful, and we'll see you next week, okay? Take care.